The next card is the Empress, the Great Mother. Time to reap the harvest of all your hard work. This is a beautiful card, and if we look back here, we can see the trail of water from the High Priestess card flowing into this card here. So we know that the full journey, the dreamer's journey, is not finished. It's just moved on. Now, in her hand, she holds a scepter. A scepter in tarot is representative of the conscious power of her mind. It also represents the prosperity. It's a golden scepter. It's not a rod, it's not a wand, it's gold. So she is prosperous in her harvest. At her crown, at the top of her body here, you can see that we have got 12 stars. What this shows is that these represent the 12 stars of the zodiac. The universe is her adornment. She has all the powers and awareness of what's going on the big version, on the macro version of the world, and she has used that understanding to create her harvest. So she's used the intellect and her understanding of the world and what happens in it to create this bountiful harvest that is before her. If you look down at the bottom, we have what's called the mirror shield. Now this mirror shield shows the power of the sacred feminine, because it is the feminine energy that bears the fruit. It is the feminine energy that carries the child, that carries the harvest. This card has traditionally indicated that she is pregnant, and in a lot of different other tarot series, you will actually see her holding a baby or having an ample baby belly. In tarot, it can, and I say can very loosely, can represent that pregnancy is on the card for your client. So you can warn them and say, look, if you're thinking of having another child, this card is indicating that it's a real possibility for you. If you're not thinking of having another child, this card can indicate a warning that you need to take appropriate measures. So that's how you phrase it. You do not ever tell somebody, oh, this card means you're going to have another baby. There is no going to in tarot. There's no going to. Okay? Everything comes down to personal choice and personal responsibility. This card also can mean that she's pregnant. All possibilities, all potentials are available to her. So she's pregnant with the possibility of what is to come. She's pregnant, she's generating new ideas. All of these wonderful things can also be indicated by this card. Now, if you look down the bottom of this beautiful card here, you can see wheat. This wheat is not in a still growing stage. It is in a ripe stage. It is ripe. It is time to harvest. It's time to reap the rewards of your energy and your effort, of all your hard work. So if you have somebody in front of you that is a self-employed person, this card can indicate to them that it's time for them to sit back and to allow the business to pay them. It's time for them to reap the rewards of all of their hard work. The Emperor. This is one of my favourites. Structure and law. Doesn't he look imposing on his wonderful throne? Responsible. Emotional maturity. Methodical. Plans coming to maturity. And wisdom. Now, the reason why we say wisdom is that he has a grey beard. Okay, so that indicates the passing of time. And it indicates that he has a vast amount of experience behind him. Methodical. The energy of this card is very much A leads to B, leads to C, leads to D, leads to E, so on and so forth. So when this card comes up in a reading, I really want you to emphasize to your client that whatever situation is going on, it's time to step back emotionally from it, because if you look at him, he's not overly emotional. It's time to step back and actually plan out the steps that you need to take to get where it is that you want to go. If you have a look, we also have the Ankh. Now, the Ankh is an ancient Egyptian symbol of the symbol of life. So he has got life in one hand, and we'll get to the globe in a minute. If we look at the colours, we break down the colours in this card, we have got a lot of red here. This is not something that, you know, he's only just feeling so about. He's very passionate about what he is feeling. Just because he's not overly emotional doesn't mean he doesn't have a passion for what it is that he's doing. We have the intellect on the mountains. The yellow represents intellect on the mountains. Mountains are an unmovable force. So when you combine the yellow of the intellect and the mountains, he has a large, unmovable amount of intellect behind him. So it could be that he's a little too methodical in his plans, could be that he's a little too rigid in his approach to something, so it could mean either way. Now going back to the rams, these are the Aries rams. The ram is a leader. They are forceful, they are dominant, and these are the people who you want in charge when it's time to go to war. The Aries energy is a fire energy, which is another reason why you see a lot of red, yellows and oranges in this card. Here we go. So we've got the Ankh in one hand, which represents he has got the symbol of life in one hand, and he has got the globe of overall dominion in the other. So he has the power over all and the power over life. So he is the one who is really in charge. He is the big boss man. He's the one who gets to know, who lets everybody know what is going to happen and the order that it's going to happen in. If we look behind this wonderful concrete throne, you can still see the river of the High Priestess coming through. So even though this is a very masculine orientated card, this is a very dominant, very methodical, magical, logical card, you can still see that the dreamer's journey continues on and that there is some spiritual awareness and intuition behind his success. He is also dressed in armour. So even though it is covered with his beautiful red robe and his orange robe, the armour represents that he is prepared to engage in battle, but he's not quite there yet. So he will fight for what he believes is right. He will fight for the right methodical process. This isn't the time of war. He is making his preparations. He is making the structure. He is being methodical in his approach to whatever task that he is going on, that he's approaching. Thank you very much. Bye. Don't forget to like our Facebook page and share our content. And if you would like to purchase the full version of this tarot course, please go to www.connectedlifesolutions.com.au. Alright, thanks very much for listening and have a good day. Bye.